Hey, Jorge Estrada, welcome back. Today I feel like I need to clarify myself a little bit. I've made a recent video, a comment about certain books and school libraries, and I was being bombarded by hate mail saying I'm a fascist and this is modern day book burning. No, I'm not talking about a book ban like in making it illegal or banning it from the world. I'm talking about a certain specific books, making them inaccessible to minors in school libraries only. Another comment said, I'm obsessed with other people's sex life. Me as a Republican. Republicans are obsessed with other people's, and really not. But obviously you are obsessed with what my kids have contact with, what they are being taught. Yeah, when I look in the mirror there. And I'm specifically talking about graphic novels with explicit sexual content in school libraries. So, school libraries and minors, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about 18-year-old high schoolers. I get to that later. So we have not right now where our kids are, but other neighboring ISDs had issues with it. We have other states that have issues with it. And this is the books with sexual explicit content made accessible to minors in elementary schools, middle schools, or intermediate schools, however your setup is. And I'm not okay with that. Nothing at school. I mean, these books are very hardcore. It has pictures in it or drawings, whatever you want to call it, because text is not enough anymore for those people. And I know why they do it. I'll tell you in a minute. But nothing at school happens without parental consent. Nothing. We sign parental consent for field trips, for basic sex ed, for medicine, for athletics, for all of this stuff. We sign a form. So now then they have these teachings going on, the LGBT whatever, and gender transformation and affirmation and all this nonsense. Putting those hardcore books in the library and they don't need parental consent, there's something wrong. That's not okay. I know why they do it. It's the reason is that 99% of people in this country are not okay with it. Period. And they would not encourage their kids to reading this at home or teaching about them at home. That's why they have to find some back rooms to go to, some back doors to open up to say, well, we're going to do it at school. And as it in other states already happened, they say we do it without parental consent. It's just, shh, it's our secret. Right? So who is at fault here? The teacher or the parent? My opinion, it's the teachers. You should never push this onto kids, period. Once they go to high school, it's also a simple solution, in my opinion. You make a separate section in the library with those explicit books, and then you let the parents file a consent form. And with that consent form, the kids can go in and look at those pictures, look at those books. When they're maybe 16, 17, then you can introduce them to it. And I'm not concerned about all this gay stuff and, or sexual stuff. When they're 16, absolutely, they know what it is. But these graphic novels is pornography, and they have no business at school. So again, maybe in high school when they're adults or turning adults, 16, 17 and older with parental consent, and then when they're 18, of course, do what you do. But somebody else also sent me hate mail and saying, you know that the kids have cell phones right now, and they have seen all of that stuff. Yeah, I've seen kids have cell phones. But If your 10-year-old has a cell phone with unrestricted internet access, that's on you as a parent. Everybody leaves out the parental responsibility. And this bothers me, that the school thinks, we already heard that people think that the children belong to the state. And they sure as hell don't. They don't. So everybody leaves out, or all the people that are for those teachings at school without parental consent, they always leave out also the parents and the parents' responsibility. And that's on you. If you want to talk with your kids about that, if you want to get that material and show it to your kids, you can do so. But it should never happen at school without parental consent. Period. If you shove this stuff in my kids' face, not saying it happens, but if it should happen, that makes you a sexual predator, in my opinion. And you are the problem. And that should be criminal. Period. Imagine a stranger sitting down with your kid and reading pornography. What parent is okay with that? Anyway, this is what I'm talking about. We need parental responsibility and parental consent for everything that's going on at school. So that should not happen. Once they go to high school, have a separate section in the library, get parental consent, and go from there. If your kids watch that on their cell phones or on their tablets, you might want to go and check it. But there is no general, hey, that's what we're gonna do, and we don't care about what the parents say. Should never happen. So I hope that makes it more clear. But if I'm state representative, this is what I will be working on. Making specific books and materials inaccessible to minors at school. Parents can still do whatever they think is best for their kids. But whatever happens at school, and if there's minors involved, nothing goes without parental consent. And I don't even know why we have to talk about this. That should be the baseline. So I'm not a politician. I don't want to be a politician. I'm a concerned citizen. I saw the opening for state representative. I took it. I'm running because I see things that I don't like. And regular citizens need to step up, put their money where their mouth is, and get to work. I want to give people a different opinion, a different point of view. If you agree with me, support me. I appreciate it. If you don't agree with me, that's okay too. Then vote for somebody else and nothing will ever change, because as soon as you vote for a politician, we see what's happening. The world is crumbling because of career politicians. And nobody's willing to take a hard stand anymore and call it out for what it is. I've been pushed in a corner where people say, basically it's either this or that. You have two groups. What they don't mention it is, I can be member of a group and I can disagree with other members of my group. It's not just black and white. Not everything the Republicans do is good. Not everything the Democrats do is bad. Or vice versa. That's what people need to understand. The division is too big, too great. And this was done by career politicians. The division is pushed by career politicians. We need to stop that. The people have to come together and tighten that gap up. It's we the people, for real. Check out my website, estradafortexas.com. I try to explain it all. It's a lot of video, I get it. I wish I could talk to all of you in person. But I guess, video is a little bit easier to get the word out. And this is what I stand for. I'm not a politician. And I don't strive to be one. I'm me. I'm I'm a straight shooting guy. I'm a stand-up guy, and I stand for what I think is right. And what's happening at some schools here in Texas or in other states is not right. And the people have to stand up and take the opportunity when it comes to get into those positions to change it around. Because right now we are on a road. At some point it is hard to return from that road. And then we just go down and everything goes to hell. And as long as I live, I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to let it happen. So thank you for being here. Think about it. Check out my website. If you like it, let me know. And stay tuned for more. Thank you so much. God bless. Be safe.